Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. It's old enemies in old New York with some new ideas. This is Daleks in Manhattan. Hello everyone, welcome to Still Got Legs, the only Doctor Who podcast in the world. It's the only one that exists. Don't go for listening to any others, please stay here. My name is Nathan. I'm joined by Lawrence. Hello.
Hello, how are you today, good sir?
Exhausted, Lawrence. Exhausted because I just spent 3 hours watching you try to fix a microphone.
It's true, that did happen. The vibes are down. We need to be lifted up in spirit.
So today we're talking about Daleks in Manhattan, like I just said. It is series 3, obviously episode 4. It is directed by James Strong and written by Helen Rayner. Notable because this is the first female writer that Doctor Who, in the revival era anyway, has had. I don't know about Classic Who, but probably not.
Yeah, would it? I don't imagine that was going to be something that was happening.
But the first female writer in the revival era, and up until 2018, at least, anyway, up until Jodie Whittaker started, one of only 4 women writers over the entire series.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that is terrible.
Yeah. It's not great.
I was genuinely, my response, I was waiting for you to stop talking so I could say that I was amazed it took until series 3. Yeah. But to hear that 1 in 4 until 2018.
Yeah. I think it did get more diverse after 2018, thankfully. But yeah, look.
Jesus Christ, that's so bad.
Not great. And I'm just looking at the list of writers for the upcoming episodes, and it's like the same 3 dudes all the time. It's just Russell, Stephen, Chris is occasionally there.
What about Mark? Mark is there probably as well.
He's there once or twice. He's there literally once, actually, from what I can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That's genuine. That's actually, I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm probably not. But it is shocking to hear that. That is awful.
Yeah. Directors, I had a similar issue as well, though. There's not been many female directors in Doctor Who, which is interesting because probably one of the best directors Doctor Who has ever had is a female director, Rachel Talalay. My personal favorite female director, my favorite director for Doctor Who. But yeah.
What episodes has she done? I've heard her name quite a lot.
A lot of more towards like the end of the Moffat era, like Heaven Sent, Hellbent, World Enough and Time, just like a lot of big episodes. I think she directed the first of the 60th anniversary as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Oh, I'm glad that's coming up, but we have to wait until we can be inclusive on this podcast, apparently.
Yeah.
So, great. Where are we? Where do we? We're in 1930s New York, I believe.
Lawrence, it's 1930. We're in New York City. They've taken a bit of a detour, although we don't know that because they deleted the scene where they tell us they're taking a bit of a detour, and they've arrived at, I believe it's Ellis Island. Is that where the Statue of Liberty is? Ellis Island?
Genuinely, the only thing I know is that it's in Manhattan, and that's it.
Well, it's not. It's in New York. It's not in Manhattan. It's in New York. If it was in Manhattan, it would be like slap bang on the landmass.
I know that when I went to New York, they said, "Do you want to go and see the Empire State Building?"
Yes.
And I was in like, I can't remember where I was, but I knew I'd have to get a boat to go and actually see the not the Empire State Building, sorry, the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I can see it from here. I don't want to get on a boat.
The best way to see the Statue of Liberty, it's a little trick that literally everyone knows, is that you get the Staten Island ferry because it's free and it goes right past the statue.
Oh, so you can kind of bypass all the admission fees and stuff.
Yeah. So you don't go to the island itself. You don't go there, but then you're just like looking at it from below and shit. So it's not that great. But yeah, you
can't,
get this.
You can't go up it though, can you?
You can go up it. Yeah.
What is there like stairs and stuff inside?
Yeah,
the statue?
Spider-Man, they go up it.
Which Spider-Man do they go up it in?
No Way Home. There's 3 Spider-Man. They're like, hello, we're on the Empire State Building. It's Captain America now.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, there we are then.
But they're Spider-Man. They can swing. Speaking of Spider-Man, no. Yeah, you can go up it though. There's stairs inside it and stuff. Or shit, I don't know. I've never been.
Where'd you come out? Did you come out like in the Crown?
Yeah, literally.
Okay, I was joking. That's great.
Yeah, literally, you do. Yeah. I don't know if it's open, but there was at least some point a viewing platform, and I think there used to be a hotel room in the Torch. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm making that up, but I remember hearing or reading something about that.
Would you stay in that?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wouldn't pay to stay in that, but if it was offered to me, then yeah.
Okay, I'd imagine it'd be slightly scary and like feel weirdly at an angle.
Why?
I don't know, just because it's at an angle, isn't it? She's holding the torch up.
It's not at an angle.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust that.
She's holding it up. Are you telling me you don't trust the Lady of Liberty herself?
I trust her. It's the room inside her torch I'm not too keen on. Does that make her a landlord?
No, she would never.
Nathan, the horror vibes are back in Doctor Who.
Okay.
Have they been gone? Have we had a horror scene in a while?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if there was something to do with the Carrionites, with the creepy makeup stuff, but I can't think of anything. No, I don't know. Anyway,
what
horror's
you getting
back.
at anyway?
The pig runs at the camera. There's a squeal. It's cut out. There's a pig running past the doorway, all spooky, while Laszlo is backstage. Scary.
Yeah, the horror vibes are back. I can't remember the last time we had some horror in Doctor Who, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think we've had any this series necessarily. But it's always... It's not real horror, though, is it?
No.
I'm not scared.
No, but imagine for kids. It's like plastic horror, isn't it? It's just the illusion of this is a bit of a spooky scene kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. I tell you what is good, though. Right off the bat, we've got Tallulah and Laszlo. This is what you should have opened with, not this fucking pig crap that you're on about. Tallulah and Laszlo, just a very sweet couple right off the bat.
I like her. Is it a fake accent?
Yes, she is British.
She
is literally everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I admire the commitment to the over-exaggerated kind of New Yorker voice from the 30s or not. But it works for Tallulah. I like Tallulah a lot, and I think her relationship with Laszlo is very sweet.
I like Tallulah a lot as well, and I think it's almost a shame that another certain actor in this episode has gone on to incredible stardom where this actress has not, because out of the 2 performances we get, this one is definitely the better, I think.
Oh, he's not undeserving.
No, he's not, but Tallulah's more deserving, I think. Tallulah's great. But yeah, there we are. Anyway, yeah, we'll come back to Tallulah and Laszlo as their stories develop throughout the episodes. But yes, as I said, there is a deleted scene where the Doctor and Martha, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a deleted scene where the Doctor and Martha are in the TARDIS, and he's like, right, well, you're off home. See you later. And then he goes like, but maybe we can take a little detour if, go home the long way around, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And here they are, New York. That's why he even says, at one point, is going to extend our detour a little bit or something.
That is I'm glad that that's deleted. That would have been tonal whiplash from the ending of last episode where the Doctor's like, let's open up and have an incredibly personal moment. And then just going straight into the next episode, it's like, now go the fuck home, basically.
He's gotten changed. He has got his superior looking crisp blue suit on once again.
What do you make of the blue suit with the brown coat?
It's good.
Yeah.
It looks so much better than a big brown coat and a big brown suit and just all this brown, beige, boring blandness in your face.
Any more B words there for your alliteration?
Brunette hair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, I guess.
So there you go.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm glad that was deleted. That seems like a weird thing to want to include anyway. Like, the series is not building to Martha going home.
No, but it makes sense because they do say like, "Oh, that's it, you're off home now," and then they're just, "Oh, and here we are on another adventure." Like,
yeah, like it's like that would be like a continuation of the Doctor being like flip floppy on Martha, where I feel like I don't know, has he mostly just? Is this the point in the series where it's kind of just like Martha's here now? She's not having to go home anymore. The Doctor's not.
No, because she does go home. It's the next one.
Wait. Oh,
it's when they go home. Yeah, it's when they go home for the Lazarus experiment. That's when he like drops her off. But then there's mysteries afoot.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. We often talk about the budget and the production value of these things. I know that this is not 1930s New York. It's almost definitely not even just modern day New York.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's. I remember watching the Doctor Who Confidential episode on this, and some of the production crew went to New York to get some like shots and location shots and everything like that. But literally, all of this is shot in Cardiff.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I feel like
it's obvious because there's big CGI sweeping backgrounds and green screens and everything, and not just because it's 1930s and New York looks different, but because like it's not New York. Even when they're just like stood in front of the Statue of Liberty, you're like, you're just in Cardiff.
Yeah. The hill that they land on, is it the same hill they always land on for any New York stuff?
No, we just said it's Ellis Island or Liberty, whatever the Statue of Liberty Island is on.
But did they actually go there? They didn't go there to film that.
No, we just said this.
No, I'm talking about that specific hill.
No, I'm telling you that it's not a hill.
It's a little hill.
It's not.
There's a bit of a hill.
It's not a hill. It's the island that the Statue of Liberty is on. It's very flat.
It don't seem like a hill.
It's not a hill. You're thinking of the hill in New Earth, which is an entirely different planet.
Is that not a hill as well?
Maybe. What is going on?
I'm trying to ask, are they the same place? Have they just like repurposed that bank of grass and put a different background?
Are you asking me where the exact location that this was shot was?
No,
because I'll be honest with you, Lawrence.
Two locations are the same.
I don't know.
I thought you might have done.
Why would I know if that one shot they filmed that one episode on is the same as this one?
Because you were watching Confidential. They might have said it. I don't know.
Oh fuck No, it's not the same. Okay. Maybe it is. I don't know. To be honest, really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
I didn't mean for this to be a big talking point.
We're having a massive fucking investigation into where this 130-second establishing scene was shot, because it is crucial to this podcast, apparently.
This is the detail we bring. This is why we're a cut above the other Doctor Who podcasts. That's all I'll say. All right, we get to Hooverville. What I was saying was, I just think that the production value, like, although it is obviously limited and you can tell we're not where we're supposed to be, it's good. There's like enough grubby tents around that you feel it, and like all the like kind of behind the scenes show stuff, like all the background, like behind the theater stage, all of those sets, like they feel 1930s New York. I feel it's a very like lived in and believable world.
Yeah, they do a good enough job, I guess. I was mostly just taken out of it by like the like big green screens and everything, and because there's just a lot of look at that skyline behind us that isn't really there and stuff, and let's just take a walk through this little park in Cardiff, and then we'll put like the Empire State in the background and stuff.
Oh yeah, they try and sell that park as like Central Park, and I'm like, no,
it's really not. Like if you've been to Central Park, you're like, no way.
Yeah, Central Park is lovely, and it it doesn't even shoot the same. Like, it looks
No.
grayer and murkier and just nowhere near as nice.
Yeah, it's very true. But what I like about this scene when they go to Hoover Village, it's the good old fashioned educational Doctor Who, because I think this is where I learned about Hooverville, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And it does give you like a kind of good understanding of what it is, really, with the Wall Street crash and all that sort of stuff. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. There's that interesting bit of dialogue where, like, you kind of see it puts into perspective how hard the fucking, like, Depression era and the crash was, when he's like, oh, I think you're the first Doctor. We've had lawyers, we've had, like, all these other kind of high and mighty, good standing in society professions, and they're just, like, fighting over, like, half a loaf of bread.
Well,
And
Lawrence,
it's like,
what you're referring to there is the story of Solomon.
okay. Wait, is this a thing? Educate me. What's going on?
Are you not aware of Solomon, the biblical character of Solomon?
I know this Solomon.
Okay.
That's something.
So Solomon is a biblical character. It was a wise king. Like, people would go to him for advice and that sort of stuff, because he was said to be very old and very wise. And there's a famous story with Solomon. And I think that they must have put this exact scene in for either just some weird joke or just some... It's either a weird joke or it's just very, very on the nose and not at all subtle. Because the story is that two women go to Solomon and they have a dispute that, like, they have a baby and they both claim mothership of the baby, okay? They're both like, this is my baby. But then the other one was like, no, this is my baby. I'm the baby's mother, okay? So King Solomon then says, well then, the only way to solve this is we will cut the baby in half and each of you shall get a piece. And then... No, but wait. And then one of the women goes, yeah, great, good plan. And then one goes, no, absolutely not. And then Solomon goes, the baby is truly yours. You have the baby.
Okay. Why was the other woman content with getting half a dead baby?
Because it wasn't her baby.
Then why go through this gambit of being like, it is?
Lawrence, if you're asking me to make sense of the Bible, that's a pretty difficult task, okay?
Yeah, that's... I mean, like, bread is not a baby, but that is very on the nose then. I didn't know about this at all.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I like it. It doesn't feel clever. It just feels like a weird addition now.
Yeah.
My next note was that I like Solomon. I'm not sure I do anymore. That seems like a really weird thing to do.
It's not his fault. He didn't write the Bible.
No, it's true. Yeah. That's bizarre. That's genuinely thrown me. I do like Solomon though. I like how he's kind of I guess he's not like a self-appointed leader, but he's like the person that I guess is like the most fitted and moral and just person to help these people.
It kind of seems like the scenario where, like, he would have just naturally become the leader over time. Like, no one ever said, you're in charge, Solomon. You lead us. It's just kind of like he's helped and taken responsibility. I guess he's the one who stepped up, and people have just naturally followed and said, like, yeah, this guy seems cool. So here we go.
People like seem to respect him as well. Like, people report to him. His like word is law. In like with the bread thing, for instance, like he makes a call when everyone's like, fair enough. I guess it is what it is.
How can you not respect him? It's talented actor Hugh Quashie. Great actor.
What's he been in? What's the other stuff?
You'd probably know him from Star Wars.
He's in Star Wars?
He is in Star Wars. He was Captain Panaka in Star Wars.
For someone that doesn't know everything about Star Wars...
Everyone knows Captain Panaka.
I don't know Captain Panaka.
He's one of the Naboo captains.
One of the Naboo captains. Oh! In Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and... Don't know if he's in Revenge of the Sith. I don't think so.
He's like the main person for Queen Amidala, right?
Yeah. Captain
Yeah,
Panaka.
okay, now I know him, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know his name from the Lego game. I think that's where I've seen it most written down.
Okay, well, there we go.
All right, so moving away from Hooverville, we've got like the construction of the Empire State Building, which is like a big plot relevant thing.
I like you to say construction of the Empire State Building, which is a big building in New York. Thank you for the context, Lawrence. This big building.
I wouldn't be wrong. It is a big building.
It's not the biggest building.
No, it was at one point. It's not anymore. That's in Dubai now, right?
It's not even the biggest building in New York now.
Fucking hell. What's the biggest building in New York?
Probably World Trade Center now. Oh no, it's it might be because there's that new one, isn't there? That's like a weird shape and everyone hates it.
In New York?
Yes.
What shape's it in?
It goes up into like a kind of like a triangle sort of thing at the top.
Well, like Shard-esque?
Yeah, but like flat on one side.
Ugh.
Yeah, like half of the shard, I guess. Like imagine the shard, but like cut directly in half. Like that.
Oh god, that's terrible.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I don't even like the shard. I think the top of the shard is fucking ugly.
Yeah, looks unfinished, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Like in the skyline, sure, lovely, but like when you're looking at it up close, you're like, that looks unsafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan. But yeah, Mr. Diagoras is leading the charge on the construction of the Empire State Building. Seemingly the only official person in charge of this enormous undertaking for the city of New York, I guess.
And I don't know why. He seems like a fucking mob boss or something. And for some reason, he's in charge of the construction of the Empire State.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Him and 5 guys built the entire Empire State Building.
That's what
I'm
it
led
seems
to
like.
believe.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems strange.
I do like. He's a fun character though. I like the because he has the squabble with the I guess like the main guy on the construction crew, like the boss of the construction guys. And these 2 guys are just putting on great accents and having a bit of a scuffle about like the timeline of construction. He needs it done. We don't know why Mr. Diagoras needs it done as early as he does, but he needs something done tonight, and that won't fly. So he has to speak to the bosses, who are, quote, from out of town, which is then suggested they might be Italians, which it's just a silly joke that I really enjoyed.
Wait, what joke?
They're from what are they, from out of town or something? Oh, you could say that. What, like Italians?
Italians are from out of town. They're from Italy.
Yeah, I know.
That's out of town.
I just found it very funny because I know I'm watching Doctor Who, the sci-fi show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't, and I enjoyed it. Are the Daleks summoned by the push of an elevator bell?
You're jumping way ahead. Eric Lauren, who plays Mr. Diagoras, is American.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So I do apologize. As is the actor who plays Laszlo. But
I believe Laszlo, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Laszlo, but I think everyone else is British. But yeah, Mr. Diagoras is American. But he also seems to have quite an exaggerated American accent, though.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he's like, if he is American, great, but I feel like he's definitely still amping it up.
Well, he is. I don't think IMDb's lying to me.
What? No, yeah, no. I guess he actually is, but like, he's definitely putting it up to 11. Whereas Laszlo, I feel like, is just
they're just tweaking the more Italian American New York accent sort of thing. More the, hey, come on, we're flat out of beer. Hey, forget about it. Hey, I'm building the New York City building. Hey, hey. There's a lot of that.
One of my notes said, like, and I've wrote this phonetically, which is, the line is basically, there's so much like, come on, are you out of your mind? What are you trying to kill us? It's very...
It's when he tells them to put the Dalekanium or whatever on the mast, and they're like, hey, we're flying, hey, oh, come on. There's just generic New York complaining noises, which is very fun.
Do you reckon they had lines in the script, or it was just New York noises?
Yeah.
Just
that's
in the script.
That's what I would have written, yeah. Just vague New York sounds. Yeah.
Just fades out, and you can hear the last one being like, "I'm walking here." It just doesn't make any sense.
I love the New York accent so much. It's so it's so broad and just like it's just so like I don't know. It's just fun to hear. There's something about that, like just. Hey, you fucking talk to me like that, you fucking piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you, man. That is just is great. New York
There's something both like threatening and endearing about it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. New York is a great place. It stinks of piss and fish. But it's a lovely place to visit if you never have had the pleasure. But it stinks. They don't tell you that.
The pleasure of piss and fish.
They do not tell you how much it stinks, but it does. So just be ready.
Well, it didn't stink too bad when I was there.
It did when I was there. Stinks. But
When did you go?
2018.
That explains it. Obama was the president when I was there.
So under Trump's rule, it somehow degenerated into a city of piss and fish.
Yeah, he gave off an aura.
Okay.
Of the entirety of America for those 4 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, the Daleks are very interested in the construction of the Empire State Building. Are the Daleks back too soon?
All right. So first of all, what I want to just say to that, just very quickly, is I personally think it's kind of a shame that this episode is called Daleks in Manhattan, because the Dalek reveal is actually a good reveal, but also the episode is called Daleks in Manhattan, and we see that in the opening sequence. So it's like, oh, if you're just going into this blind, you're just watching it through, then you're just like, oh, Daleks. Okay, I guess we'll see the Daleks in this episode at some point. But the actual reveal where they're like, and the door opens up and you see the Dalek there, it's a good reveal. Just spoiled by the title, unfortunately. Are the Daleks back too soon? It has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes since we last saw them. So you could say, yes, it is entirely too soon. But hey, here we are. I tweeted out from the Still Got Legs account, Still Got Legs pod on Twitter, if anyone has any thoughts on this episode. And Skate God, who is at unstuck_owl, said, it's an episode in a difficult position with rumours about a contractual requirement to use Daleks at least once a year. I don't know what else they could have done without getting incredibly repetitive. The makeup is technically great, even if lacking in execution. So there is I don't know if it's ever been confirmed, but there is a rumour that like the estate of Terry Nation, they've got this contractual requirement that the Daleks need to appear at least once per season in Doctor Who, which does happen.
I don't know. That's if that is the thing, that's kind of lame, because it's always going to be a finale or like a middle parter, which is never going to leave enough space from the previous season. I just think it's, I don't know, because like the last time they were there, they like were the main cause that Rose is now no longer the companion, and the Doctor was devastated and heartbroken and furious. And I don't know, I feel like there's something missing in the episode where the Daleks are back, and the Doctor's as angry as he ever is to see the Daleks, but it doesn't. I feel like that pain doesn't carry over. He doesn't like carry over the Rose trauma, which I feel like is probably within his character to do so. I don't know. I feel like the episode has enough going for it because we haven't ever seen the Daleks in like 1930s New York, so there's enough window dressing elsewhere to make the episode work. But all in all, I just think it's I don't know. It's the placement of it. I'd like this episode if it wasn't so soon into the start of the series.
Sounds like you hate this episode.
No, I don't. I like this episode. I just think it comes too soon after like the Doctor's biggest loss of the entire revival series this far.
Consider this though. The series 2 finale this is almost a year after that point if you're watching in real time.
I guess, yeah. but I'm not watching
Yeah,
it.
that's your fault, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
You
I don't
see?
know. Do you not see what I mean, though?
I do, but also it's an entirely different season with a year's break in between. So, yes, I see what you're saying if you're binging through it, but that's not how it was intended, though.
True.
Really. I think this whole thing about the contractual agreement is dumb, and I think it limited Doctor Who and kind of made the Daleks a bit stale, to be honest, because there was that point in Doctor Who where it's like, fuck, the Daleks again, really? Like, it became a joke. Like, David Tennant even says in this episode, they always survive. Like, the whole thing is, oh, the Daleks are gone forever, and it's like, all right, but like they keep coming back. Like, the Daleks have also been wiped out. Like, we started off in series 1 with like, I am the last Dalek, I'm the last of my kind, and then there's a whole army of Daleks, and then there's these 4 Daleks who are the last. But they've got a whole army of Daleks inside the little box too. And now these are the last 4 Daleks in existence. But there'll be another point down the line where there's like, oh no, there's more. There's another army hidden away. There's so many hidden armies of Daleks in Doctor Who. It's bizarre. And then at some point they're just like, the Daleks are back now. They're just here. So
they're
there we go.
They're just causing trouble in their own corner of the universe, and
Yes.
we'll touch in on them every once in a while. I've never broken it down like that. It very much is they're gone forever. They're back now. They're back with an army.
Yes.
Now there's one of them. Then there's 4 of them. Now there's an army. It's
that
that
very,
over and over.
It's very repetitive. It's very reuse, repeat, recycle, whatever. I think it's at series 6 they get through most of series 6 without a Dalek in it, and it's only in the very last episode that there's like half a Dalek on a table which appears, and the Doctor gets some information from it, and that's the only appearance of a Dalek in that series.
Just to meet that quota. Does that count then?
I guess so. So there we go. There we go.
That is weird.
But Series 11 has no Daleks in it, unless you count the New Year's special.
Which do we count that?
It's difficult to say, but
who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I take your point though. I see like watching it when this came out, it wasn't intended to be like the Daleks are back immediately.
Yeah.
It's just more that the case for watching it back years later. Yeah. So
the Daleks they're building some great experiment thing, but we don't know about that yet. The Andrew Garfield is here.
Yes.
Is Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man?
It's young Andrew. How old was Andrew Garfield? How many years before Amazing Spider-Man was this?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years. Andrew Garfield starting off his career in the way that it's going to continue by exclusively playing American characters. It seems like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's all he ever seems to do, really.
I don't think this is too far ahead. I really, really like the scene of the Dalek and Diagoras talking, and they're kind of looking over the city, and they're kind of talking about like the progression and endurance of the planet, and it's like Earth always continues, but the Daleks are without their home worlds, and they're both soldiers, and they talk about like survival, and Diagoras has the Dalek mentality and like what is the cost of survival. I don't know. It's rare that you see like a Dalek half somewhat connect to a human being in any capacity.
It seems quite strange, to be honest, given the whole racial purity thing of the Daleks, but also I guess the Cult of Skaro are a little bit different in that respect, because they're not just your regular run of the mill kill everything Dalek. They're nerds. They're little scientist nerds. That's what they are. They'd have been shoved in a locker by the other Daleks, and they'd be like, "Give us your money, you fucking nerd. Oh, you're gonna do your little science experiment for the Emperor, are you? Oh, fucking nerd." But yeah, They got like a whole vague sciencey lab in the basement as well. There's just like vague Bunsen burners on the go and like liquids and tubes and stuff. And it's all just look at all this science we're doing. It's vague science.
It doesn't make any sense as well. Like that basement, right? Like I think we've had this conversation before, but like whenever the Daleks have to do something, and like overcome a physical obstacle, normally the camera just like it's either not included in the episode or the camera just pans to someone else. Because like you can't see a Dalek doesn't have a hand to move something.
But then they got pig slaves.
Yeah, but this is what I was getting at, right? Because they specifically say the pig slaves are developed from people with limited intelligence, and they become even more primitive because of the pig slave conversion. So, like, the pig slaves are going to fuck this up, surely. Like, there's specific Bunsen burners and...
I don't think the pig slave needs to know the science. I think they just need to be able to follow orders.
So it's like...
So it's like the pig slave is the body. The Dalek is the brain.
Okay.
Yeah. So the pig
like
slave,
a puppet.
Yeah, kind of. The pig slave, the Dalek is like, I need to make 27 milligrams of, I don't know, fucking Breaking Bad meth with 28 milligrams of Better Call Saul meth, and then the pig slave does that. I guess I don't know, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I would love to have seen like a deleted scene or something from this episode of just like a Dalek just getting frustrated, like. Move your left arm up.
No,
right.
Your left arm.
You know the scene in Guardians Volume 2 where Rocket has to like explain to Baby Groot a million times like what to go get from a drawer.
Yeah. I was thinking, the scene in The Force Awakens where Rey is like where they're like fixing the Falcon and Rey is like no no and Finn is just picking up different tools. That's what I was thinking.
That's an underrated delivery. That is such a brilliant.
It's very good. Yeah, it makes me laugh every time.
No,
the one I'm pointing at.
She's just wagging her finger like over and over.
It's very good.
Yeah, definitely an odd scene. But no, I really liked it. And I also like that like.
Is this my Dalek?
Yeah, no, I was looking
that
for
is
my
your
Dalek voice.
No.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, what comes of that scene is the Dalek. This plot kind of leaves the episode for a bit anyway, but we'll circle back around to it in a minute. They're like, I like how he just goes like, "You think like a Dalek," and he's like, "I'll take that as a compliment." And the Dalek's like, "Come with me, then. We're gonna make you a big fucking ugly half-human Dalek thing. Like, we'll reward your competence."
Yeah, well, we don't know about that until the end, but like. Dalek Sek's got a plan. Dalek Sek's cooking something. Literally, he's cooking this guy inside of him.
Dalek Sek is like pregnant in a way with himself.
It is weird though because Dalek Sek opens himself up, and then he's like, "Behold the real Dalek" or whatever, and then he just like swallows him in this very strange like Vor-esque sequence where I was going to call him Van Staten. What's his name? Pythagoras, but with a D or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy, he just gets like weirdly swallowed. Like something about it which was just very unsettling.
It's like a cocoon. That kind of imagery, isn't it?
So it's not great. I don't know what it is, but it's not nice. It didn't make me feel good.
No, and the Dalek, like I understand why it was CG, the Dalek, but like, my God, in season 1. It looks so much better, like the creepy little actual creature inside of the Dalek.
Well, they actually built that. It was a practical creature in series 1. I think this was just purely CG.
And I get why it had to be. It had to do the whole swallow Diagoras thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't look great. Anyway, that is definitely jumping ahead a little bit. But yeah, so right, they go down to the main kind of thing of the episode is Diagoras comes over. The Daleks need more bodies, so Diagoras goes to Hooverville and is like, something's wrong in the sewers. I'll give you $1 a day. Who's going to go down the sewers and sort this job out for me? Knowing that... Huh?
I'll do it, says the doctor.
Yeah, he puts his hand up. He's like, I'm off. And then everyone else is off as well.
Well, Martha is off because she has no other choice.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is off because he's Andrew Garfield, and then so is Solomon.
Yeah. So they head down. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this episode. I don't know if you noticed or picked up on it, or like not foreshadowing, maybe like a lot of side gags.
Right.
Tallulah says most men are pigs, but not my Laszlo.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is in the sewer and is like, you could hide a whole army down here.
Yeah.
Like, there's loads of those little moments that I like on a rewatch. I think they're fun.
Yeah. I think it's just funny Doctor Who thing, isn't it? It's just, well, not funny, but like just, oh, look how clever I am, sort of thing, you know? But like, not really.
You did an eye roll there, like, I don't know if that communicated to the audio listeners.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, so they all go down into the sewer. I like this sequence. I like them all just kind of talking and bonding.
Why?
Because it's nice. Frank and Martha are having a chat. You get a bit more of Frank's backstory, as Nathan told us about earlier, when he hitched up his coat.
And he hitched a train on up from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where you are with Andrew Garfield's accent? Where does it rank among his many American accents that he does?
Of the ones that I think are most well known and I know about, I think his accents go in this order: Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Amazing Spider-Man 2
being the best.
Okay.
Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom. Loses a point for singing.
But I think he sings in the accent, and I think that's very clever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying.
Oh yeah. No, I guess there's something about the way he speaks in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that's very believable.
Okay.
And very American in mannerisms as well.
Yes.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1 is in third place.
Interesting.
Good accent. Hadn't got the mannerisms quite down, I don't think.
Interesting. And No Way Home is below this?
I wasn't. Same accent, I guess. But then I've done two separate ones.
See, this is what I'm thinking. You've separated the movies, but you haven't.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
No Way Home can go wherever the audience want to put it.
Okay.
Out of 5, and in 5th place is this. I think this is his worst one, and I think it's because it's a Texas accent.
What about the racist I'm in a church and I won't fight movie?
Oh, which one's that one? What does he do in that?
Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, that's also Texas, isn't it?
Well, this is Tennessee, Lawrence.
My apologies.
Yeah. I don't know where he's from. It's Southern. It's Southern American.
That is the better version of this.
It's gonna be my way to serve.
It's gonna go. I'm not gonna hold a gun. It's gonna be my way to serve. My daddy's the bad guy from the Matrix. What's his name again?
I don't know.
Mr. Agent Smith. What's his name? Hugo Weaving.
Oh, Hugo Weaving.
That's right.
I don't know.
Yeah. But no, not his best accent work.
And it's racist. The movie is, because it was made by a racist person. Anyway.
Not Andrew Garfield's finest performance, but it's charming enough. And also, like, no one's American accent in this is like anywhere near believable apart from the actual Americans.
Tallulah's is the best American accent.
Yeah.
Hands in the air and no funny business.
And I like the attention to detail when she gets the door banged on as well, and she's all sweet with Laszlo, and she turns around, she's like, "I'm coming, quit you're yelling."
I'll tell you what, it's hard when you do an accent work. It's hard to keep up the accent and yell. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it. When I was in high school, I did a production of Grease. I know, very funny. But obviously, I had to do an American accent for that. And then there was a line where I was supposed to yell out during one of the sequences, "Let's hear it for the toilet paper," because it was like decoration at like a prom or whatever. and I was supposed to yell that out, and I just could not do it because I just sounded like a fucking pirate every time. And I still think to this day I can't do it because I'd be like, I've been talking and I'd be like, hey, yeah, you know, American. Hey, yeah, it's American. The Greece, 1950s. I'm walking here. Let's hear it for the toilet paper. I just couldn't do it.
No, yeah. I see what you mean. And I think hers is definitely the best of the episode. Like, it's better than the actual Americans.
Yeah.
Because it's hammy and it's campy and it's silly. And it fits that era. Like that is a perfect like showgirl 1930 accent.
Yeah.
Exactly the way you'd kind of imagine it. Yeah, I know what you mean now. I'm starting to be more in your camp of like, where's her career now?
She's
like,
great. She's so good in this episode, man. She's my standout for this episode because I love the character. She's very funny. She's got a lot of great lines. And I like her as a person as well. I think she's very sweet. And like she loves her man, and that's admirable, even if he's a pig.
Yes, which he is.
Yeah, he's a weird.
Well, he's half a pig.
Yeah, he's hot pig man.
Yeah, he got to keep his hair.
Yeah, that's true. He got to keep that hairline.
That's more than can be said for me.
Yes, both of us. It is getting thinner by the day.
The Doctor finds a goo.
He finds a jellyfish, and I always had a specific memory. This is what you may want to call a what's that term? What's the name of it? The something effect.
Mandela effect?
Yes, thank you. A Mandela effect where I always remembered him licking it. But he doesn't. So there we go. So I was wrong. But I think that's just because David Tennant naturally just licks. Well, the 10th Doctor naturally just licks a lot of things, really. Like he investigates things with his tongue. But
you say that, and I think I have a memory of that. Maybe not from this scene, but he does lick stuff.
He licks stuff quite a lot. Yeah, he's always investigating stuff with his tongue. He's always like,
yeah. And he doesn't lick. No, I guess he doesn't lick it.
No, he doesn't. He specifically does. Because I was ready to like write down on my notes, why the fuck would you lick that? Like I'd already written half of it out, but like no, he didn't lick it.
When the scene ends, you just sadly backspaced on your notes, and you were like, I guess he doesn't lick it.
Yeah.
I've got a note that says I feel like this era of Doctor Who is significantly more wet and slimy than other eras of Doctor Who.
All right. That seems a strange thing to notice. We've all seen the recent tweets, Lawrence.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? That tweet about the Ood, did you see it?
Yeah. Literally just mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like, it's true. Like, I don't know. I feel like, do you not see what I mean? This is gooey. This feels like I would not want to fucking touch this goo thing.
I wouldn't want to touch this goo thing, but there's also other stuff in later seasons that I wouldn't want to touch.
No, but like, maybe I'm just talking about the Ood.
Maybe
from the tweet.
Yeah,
but I
maybe
like
you're talking about the one picture of the thing that you've seen, and not the other stuff which you haven't seen in 10 years, Lawrence.
We'll get around to it. Wait 5 years, and we'll have this conversation again.
Okay.
But it is wet and gooey. I think it's like
it's gross.
I don't know the way it glows is like it's just interesting. It's a good bit of like prop design.
Yeah, it is. It is very good. Yeah, very interesting. It just looks so gross, and I don't want anything to do with it. Really,
the Doctor spends most of the episode with it after this point as well.
Yeah, he does actually. To be honest, yeah. The pigs look phenomenal. To be fair, they look so like when they find that one just chilling in the corner in the sewers, and they like get up close and shine their lights on him. It looks fucking incredible, man. Like really good makeup and prosthetic work. I don't know what went into it, if it's like a mask or prosthetics or what, but it's really good.
I think they knew it as well because they had the line in there like what is that, like a mask? Yeah. And it's like, no, it doesn't look like a rubbery mask. Like, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks great.
I thought the cracks of it would show in the half pig makeup from Laszlo.
It doesn't though.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Laszlo looks good. Laszlo's is obviously different because he's got like prosthetics and teeth and stuff, and he's still like half a human face, but it all looks good. What
It does.
My question is, and I guess it's probably because the pigs are stupid, but like, are they not like, is this guy one of us? What's going on here?
Yeah, I think they'd probably be part confused, wouldn't they? Like if, like that thing where like a cat has another cat's scent, but it's not on the same cat or something. Like, you know, when you give like a cat a blanket and another cat's been on it, and they're like, "What the fuck's up with this?"
Yeah.
That kind of like weird half recognition, but also like, this is not what I think it is.
When you've been interacting with another dog, when you've been out of the house, and then you get home and your dog is like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Where have you been?
Yeah.
I can smell her on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get they go up close to that pig, and some more pigs arrive.
Yeah.
Get a nice funny moment of Martha going, "They're following you," and he's like, "Yep, no, I saw that." Cheers.
Yeah, that was very funny, to be fair. You talk about horror. This is a good moment of horror, I think.
Yeah.
The pigs just slowly emerge, and in the way they just like stare at them as they slowly creep forward before the inevitable chase and stuff. It's very unsettling and creepy, but really well done, I think.
It is, yeah, and like even when they're running at you and stuff, like it's that kind of thing where like there's strength in numbers. Like
Yeah.
they have the sheer amount of them is overpowering enough that like even if you think you could give one of them a wallop, which Andrew Garfield does try.
Yeah, he does.
And
yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, like he lives. He's fine. He's in the next scene or like the couple of scenes later. But like, yeah, it's quite scary. They run back up, and this is something that I don't know. I don't know if my note makes sense on it. Right? Is there a reason that the sewer leads into the like a backstage dressing room of a theater?
No.
Is that just a thing?
I don't. As far as I'm aware, there's not just an entrance in most theaters down into the local sewer system. I don't think that's the way things work usually. But I don't know. I'm not. I don't know why this theater was built on top of an open sewer hatch, and they just kept it there for some reason. But hey, there we go.
Does the doctor have to sonic it to open it?
I don't think so. No. Or maybe he
I was
does.
gonna say, because if he does, that's a bit better. But like, if it's just the sewer that like people can come and go from,
But they do though, because the pig. That's how the pig gets Laszlo earlier in the episode, though, isn't it?
that's true. Yeah,
So, yeah,
it's weird. I mean, I know why. It's because they can't leave the sewer and then go to the theater, because that would mean they have to be in like 1930s street side.
yeah, and then they got to spend more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just
no,
a quick
I get it. But anyway, David Tennant he's in his element. He gets to fiddle with stuff.
He gets to do some vague science. Solomon finds like a proper radio or something, and it's like, I found this, and then the doctor's like, "Oh, perfect, just what I'm looking for." I'm like, is it? Why? Why is this just what you're looking for?
You see it later on as well. He's made like some sort of contraption to scan where its origin is.
He's always building weird devices, this doctor. He's always just got like a weird glued together, just strange device that just vague does, like, he just scans and beeps and does stuff. It's good though. I like it.
I like this one more than the others because this one has the inclusion of the Sonic, but like upside down.
Yeah.
And like sticking out. And I feel like they thought about it. Like it looks like it's a thing that the Doctor could have made and boshed together.
Yeah.
Versus that like ghost catcher thing that was basically just a fucking like like a street cone or something, whatever it was.
No, it wasn't a street. He used a street cone.
Were they actual cones? Were
Yeah,
they not things he got from the TARDIS?
He set up some cones in like to like triangulate it, but
yeah,
it wasn't the actual device.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
It still looks better than his weird Ghostbuster gun thing.
Yeah.
So no, I like that. I did put down that like there was so almost a conversation between Martha and Tallulah that wasn't about the Doctor until it was.
Yeah.
Like it was a nice moment. And then Tallulah's like brings up the doctor and she's like, "Hey, still, you've got yourself a nice guy." And Martha's like, "Nope, no, I don't."
Yeah. Yeah, it's just another chapter in the saga of Martha's in love with the Doctor, but the Doctor only loves Rose, or maybe he's gay.
Yeah,
and isn't that a funny joke for everyone?
Yeah, what did she say? Like, oh, does he like musical theatre or something?
Yeah, this used to make me angry, that line specifically, when I was younger, because I've always hated the stereotype that only gay men like musical theatre, because I enjoy musical theatre, and when I was younger and in the closet, and I was like, no, because I like it, and it's not just for gay men actually. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not helping the case there, am I? But it's
you
not.
grow into the stereotype, yeah.
I just want to say though, it is not just for gay people. It's great.
I am coming to like more musical theatre stuff.
You do like musical theatre, Lawrence. I don't think you can say you're coming to it when you just like it at this point, because
I do, yeah.
you go to the theatre.
I do. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched Heathers the other day. That was fun. I enjoyed that one.
Lovely stuff.
But yeah, speaking of good musical numbers, we get to see Tallulah's.
The Devil in Me. What a banger, mate.
That is an absolute triumph of a song. And she's, I'll tell you what, we were just talking about it with Andrew Garfield. She sings in the accent.
Yeah, she does actually. Yeah.
Another point to her.
Yeah, it's good. It's good as well. It's a great song. You put the devil in me.
Da, 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 da. I like Martha's kind of like wading through it.
Yeah. Well, what was she thinking? It's the song's first appearance in Doctor Who, but not its last. Little Sizzle.
Oh, okay. I won't ask you where it comes back. We will wait and see.
It's not that notable, to be fair. But
oh,
yeah.
Is it just like a background song
Literally,
to establish a time period?
Well, not even. It's just a background song.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Solomon is rallying arms at Hooverville.
Oh, yeah, this is Americans being American. Americans go to America. It just felt very, you know.
It did a bit, but like I like Solomon's speech.
Yeah, it's
because like he is coming off the back of like he's just presumably watched Frank die.
Yeah, become a pig boy.
Yeah, and he doesn't know that he's going to become a pig boy. He just knows that he's not going to be here anymore. He doesn't know that he's still alive.
Yeah.
So he's gone back, and I like that moment he has with the Doctor where he was like, "I let Frank die because I was scared."
Yeah.
And then he goes back and rallies the troops. But yeah, you're right. No one else there. Everyone else has just been minding their business, stealing bread, fighting over bread, doing whatever they do in Hooverville.
Mostly bread related.
Mostly bread related. Yeah. But then Solomon comes in and he's like, "We got to defend ourselves," and they're like, "Fuck yeah, we do."
We need guns. Like, yeah, boys. Yeah. And they do. They get guns very quickly. It's America, I guess. But like the next time we see them, they're all just armed and like ready to go.
I've never been in a position where I've had to like fight physically for the stuff I own.
Yeah.
But like the first thing I'm selling in America if I live in Hooverville is probably my gun. Like
I don't know. I think not to advocate for guns here, but I think like if you find yourself in a position where you become homeless and are forced to move into Hooverville, a collection of tents in Central Park, maybe part of you would want that for self-defense.
That's true.
Really.
I forgot it was Central Park. Yeah.
It's not a nice position to find yourself in, and there's some very not nice and very desperate and hungry people around you as well. So like it kind of makes sense to me. Again, not to advocate for guns, but you know, I'm just saying I can understand.
I understand the right. Oh, Solomon does have that line, doesn't he, about like when you don't have anything, you learn to protect what you do have.
Yeah, exactly. You got a knife, you got a blanket, you hold it close.
Yeah, it's a great. Do you know what? I've come around. I don't mind his weird Bible thing anymore. He's a good character. I like him.
And he was great when he cut that baby in half that one time.
Yeah.
Where am I? The Doctor. There's a good moment where Tallulah's singing on stage, and then the Doctor he's doing his science experiment up in the rafters of the theatre. I like the moment where he learns it's Skaro, and just like the moment of realization on him. That's a good little moment. Just piecing like the coordinates together or something, I guess, and he's just trying to like work out what the planet is in his head. Good bit of fun there.
I wonder if his first thought was like, because he knows what the Daleks really look like.
Yeah.
I wonder if his first thought of the weird brain thing was like, ugh, it's just like a dead Dalek. what have I got here?
It would be so weird if he just suddenly went, ugh.
Yucky.
I was touching a Dalek.
Yeah, you know, like he suddenly drops in, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, that would be very weird and out of character, to be honest.
It would. No, I you're right. I do like, because you see his like eyes widen in fear before he just sprints off camera.
Yeah.
And
then,
which is good.
And then when he goes down into the sewer with Tallulah after Martha's been taken, I do like when he sees the Dalek, he's got that moment where it's like, oh, they always survive. When I lose everything, they always survive. And you get a bit of that anger and hatred from him, which is good.
Yeah, you see a bit of the kind of the vitriol of it all. Like he snaps at Tallulah at that point as well.
Yeah,
when she's like, "You're joking," and he's like, "Do I look like I'm joking?"
Lil, here's something, and we can have a little bit of a debate on. Well, maybe not. Should Martha recognize the Daleks?
See, my thing with this is like, it's tough, isn't it? Like,
no, I think she should recognize them. I think it was very clear that the Daleks at the end of series 2 were in the sky and swarming all over at least London, where Martha was. And even if she didn't see them, surely they would have been news footage or something of them.
Yeah, but at the same time, I raise you, that's just never the case, is it?
But she knew of what happened. She knew of the event.
Look, I don't like the hand we've been dealt. I'm just saying what it is.
I think she should recognize them.
Yeah, she should. She should. But like, yeah, she doesn't. And that's, I don't know. I got the sense that like she recognizes them to the extent that the Doctor has told her about them. Because when they say Dalek, she's like, Dalek? Well,
yeah, she knows because he told her about the Time War. So she'd know of the Daleks from that. But she doesn't know them from visual looking at them.
Being the direct cause of her cousin's death.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the Doctor. But, you know.
It was it was the Cybermen, to be fair, wasn't it, as well?
It was the Doctor. We killed her.
Pulled her goo out. He's like, I need to get more goo.
Yeah.
Where can I find more goo?
He loves goo.
He does.
Yeah.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, point taken. She should know about him.
Very funny line when the Daleks are scanning everyone for intelligence to see if they become a pig slave or a Dalek soldier or whatever. And then Laszlo is giving Tallulah a bit of context, or he's just giving them all a bit of context about it, telling them what happened. She's like, "You're the smartest guy I ever dated," which is just very funny because it means like she's just been dating some absolute fucking, just some rockheads blokes.
You kind of see that thing as well. Like that's a sad thing to admit, isn't it? Like he's standing there half converted into a pig, and he's like, the ones that aren't smart are pigs.
Yeah,
yeah. Good line from her. I also think there's so that they join the Daleks go past them, and the Doctor's grand plan. Laszlo says to Tallulah, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
So she goes off to be in the next
He does
episode.
it a bit nicer than that, to be fair.
Yeah, he's not like, go the fuck away.
Yeah, he's like, go get safe. And
then... but then the Doctor and... I like it when the Doctor's up to something like this. I like it when he's like...
shenanigans.
Yeah, and he sneaks into the line. He's like, those dumb pigs won't know I'm here. Laszlo, all the meanwhile, is like, yeah, okay, thanks.
Well, he doesn't say that. He doesn't look directly at Laszlo and go, "You're dumb, and all these pigs are dumb as well, and I'm going to sneak in because I can, because you're dumb. Keep up, little dumb pig. He doesn't do that, does he?
No, but I'm just talking about the implications of it all.
Well,
Right?
that Laszlo's too dumb to figure that out anyway. He's just...
No, come on. He's socially smart.
Yeah, he is. He's got street smarts.
Yeah.
They just get in line. Bit of fun.
Yeah, they get in line. The doctor's sneaking. He's saying to Martha, like, he's like feeding Martha things to say because he's like, if I say it, they're going to clock me. Like, they.
Well, he lets
he's
Andrew,
not small, David Tennant, is he?
He lets Andrew Garfield kiss him. Or he says that he can kiss him.
That little grin on Frank's face.
Okay. Frank wants to kiss him.
Frank definitely wants to kiss him.
Yeah, we all want to kiss him. All right, let's
Yeah.
just lay our cards on the table. Okay, given the opportunity, we would all kiss him. Okay,
It's true, yeah.
but yeah, Frank won't say no.
Especially, I mean, like, he's still handsome now, but, like, this is his prime. This is peak David Tennant era.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll definitely give him a kiss. So I like that. Yeah, they get in there, Martha. Basically, the point of this scene is to reveal the grand plan. What has Sek got cooking?
I literally have a note that just says, "What is he cooking?" Because this is the point where he's like shaking. There's steam coming from him and everything, and he looks like he's having a right nightmare of a time. Basically,
He does. He's like convulsing, like you know, like in movies when you see like when Hollywood movies do homeless people and they're all just gathered around a bin on fire.
Yes,
That's Dalek Sek in this.
Yeah, he doesn't look his best at all. He is fully cooking up a storm inside of him.
I don't agree with what he's up to, but like he's the only one that's sticking to the mission here, isn't he? He's the only one that's like, we got to change something, boys.
There's a bit of disagreements between the cult of Skara. Some of them are like, we're the Daleks, you know, we need to remain pure. We got to be Daleks and stuff. And Dalek Sek is like, no, boys, we're the cult of Skara. We're designed to imagine and be creative and to be our little science nerds and to come up with new imaginative ways to destroy everyone, which I guess is to make a human Dalek.
Yeah. I don't think that this is an evolution in any way of shape or form. Like,
Yeah, it's an evolution. It's
it's a change,
yeah.
but it's a change. I think it's a step backwards. Like,
Yeah.
Dalek Sek is bulletproof and he wants to become a man in a suit. Firstly, any man in a suit is outmatched because they're uncomfortable.
All right. But I would argue that if you take Dalek Sek's true form of a little squid or whatever, and then you put him into this, which one is the evolved superior version, would you say?
Oh, yeah, human Dalek could step on Dalek
And then
Sek
what
normally.
if you then created a new sort of battlesuit tank for this guy or whatever?
Dalek mechs.
Dalek mechs, yeah. Imagine
Like in The
it.
Matrix.
They could just have like Iron Man like Daleks or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
So-
All right, yeah, fair point, fair
so
point. They'll come
maybe-
up with a new casing later.
yeah, exactly. This is just step one. They're not getting there right out of the gate. This is the first step in the process.
Dalek Sek is wearing Diagoras' suit and he's like, what do we reckon, boys? The finished article? Yeah. Yeah, I love the idea that like they'll find a casing, but he's like, I don't know, I think I cut a fine figure in this suit. What do you boys reckon?
No, I think the Dalekanium's out, boys, if I'm being honest. I like this.
Dalek Jast is in like a fucking hoodie or something.
Yeah, he's missing his skirt or whatever's going on. It's all ripped off him.
Yeah. They've made sacrifices. They haven't.
Yeah, they just lost a bit of metal.
Yeah. They lost Dalekanium.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I've always enjoyed. I've always enjoyed Dalek Sek isn't the only one that's cooking. Murray Gold is as well.
I've got a note that says that, yeah.
Because I've always enjoyed the human Dalek theme because I think this is it's not the first time we've had vocals on Doctor Who, but the vocals, I'd love this operatic vocals we get because it's just, it is a human Dalek, it is a human Dalek. It is so good.
It's brilliant.
It's great, man. They're just saying it is a human Dalek, but in that weird operatic voice, and it's great.
No, it's good. I like it. It's funny. It's silly. It's absurd, but it's actually a banger as well. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times as a kid I was running around being like, it is a human.
Yeah.
I had it with my action figures and all sorts. What do you think of the look of the human Dalek, the design of it?
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of suit with a little mask on, really. He even put his gloves on earlier in the episode, so he didn't have to have Dalek hands.
It's convenient, isn't it?
But no, I think it looks good. It looks strange. I tell you what I do like about it. I like the way he talks, because he still talks in that broken Dalek manner. Like, he doesn't need to, but just out of habit, I guess. It's like, I am Dalek Sec. Like,
yeah,
it's good. It's interesting.
His performance. This was the reason they cast him. They were like, look, we're gonna have to get through a bit of Diagras cheesy silliness.
Yeah.
And then when he got to the like, he does this very well. I think that actor.
Yeah.
And again, appropriately wet, slimy, and apparently people don't like this design because it's like 6 dicks coming out of his head, basically.
Oh, really?
There is a bit of that, but I think it looks great.
Yeah, I guess it is quite phallic, now that I think about it.
And they all move around like of their own accord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are all wiggling about.
It's just good. I think it's a great design.
Yeah, I think so too. I like it. It's interesting.
It is. And they're off to take over the world or do whatever it is that Daleks do. So
well, we don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what the big plan is. That's kind of the cliffhanger for this week, which of course means it is time to delve into
Weirdo of the Week. Weirdo.
Got a white boy on my roster. He be feeding me lobster and pasta. Hello, this is everyone's favourite segment of the show, where we take a moment to look back on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters that come across our screens each and every week. Lawrence, you know where we're at by now. Who is your weirdo for this week?
my weirdo is Mr. Diagras himself, pre-Dalek Sec merge.
Interesting.
I am a big fan of how, like, his entire thing is about, like, running the city.
Yes, like a mob boss.
Like a mob boss, yeah, very much so. And, like, step one in his master plan, I guess, is, like, come back from the war. Step two is build the Empire State Building.
Yes.
Step 3 is, like, help aliens take over the world.
I don't know if that was always step 3, but yes.
Yeah, but you don't get the impression he's been forced into this.
No, he seems like quite willing.
Yeah, he doesn't fear them. He's very much just there to be like, yeah, these are the masters. And I guess he's like doing that thing where like powerful people cling to powerful people.
Yes.
For like to have more of a widespread influence. But like there is no scenario you come out on top of this arrangement. Like tell you outwardly multiple times humans suck.
Yeah. Yeah,
and he's still just like, I'm going to run this city no matter what it takes. I'm like, no, you're not. You're actively working against that goal.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when you wasn't here, but me and Catherine was talking about like in The Runaway Bride, like what's Lance's end game? Because like, you know, like Lance, he wants to fuck this big spider, I guess. But then he's going to like let the spiders eat all the humans and like, but like, sure, you got to figure out this is not going to end well for you, mate. Like,
yeah, best case scenario, you're alone with bear spiders.
Yeah, and that sounds gross. Okay, but anyway, there we go. So yours is Mr. Pythagoras or whatever.
Indeed. And who might yours be?
Well, I did kind of wave you off earlier when you started talking about this moment. I went, Lawrence, shut up. I'll talk about this later.
Save this gold.
Yes. And that was indeed the moment where Frank just grabs a pipe and starts to fight off the pigs. Because I feel like he had ample time to get up that ladder.
Yeah.
Like those pigs were quite a bit away. I don't even think there was a shot at first. And then he just kind of like stood around and waited for them to catch up, and then he started fighting them off. Look, it's admirable that he was willing to protect his friends like that, but just get yourself out of there, mate. Just like
Go and live.
yeah, just get up the ladder. It seemed like just a bit of a pointless sacrifice.
My note that you waved me off earlier was it reminded me of the moment where like Andrew Garfield waits for the pigs to come in. It's like a video game where like a second wave of enemies wait for you to handle the first guys.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does.
And they just kind of stand there. They're like, it'll be my go in a minute.
Yes, indeed. And then before we wrap up, I just want to say as well again, just on Twitter, I tweeted out, if you have some thoughts, let us know. And then Nathan, not me, this is not me, but it is someone called Nathan at Nathorpe on Twitter. Thank you very much. He says, my highlight is that the accompanying Doctor Who Confidential episode that aired alongside was called Sex with a C, like Dalek sex in the city, which 17-year-old me thought was the height of comedy. Look, there wasn't a lot going on in 2007. All right. But that's good.
No.
That's good stuff. That
You're
is
forgiven, man. 26-year-old me thinks that's the height of comedy.
Sex in the city. That is good, to be fair.
That's
That is
very
good. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Sex in this. That's so good. What the fuck?
So yeah, there you go. You can always tweet at us at Still Got Legs Pod if you want to give your thoughts on the next episode. I've also set up an email now as well, so at any time you don't have to wait for a tweet, which I forget about most of the times, to be honest. So if you do have any thoughts on the next episode, you can now email us at stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. We'll be happy to read out any thoughts, feelings, reactions, controversies, and something else that's funny on the show.
Very good. Good way to close that one out.
Yes.
And also, while you're at it, and while you're emailing, you're already on your computer or your phone, so you may as well head over to your podcast platform of choice, where you're catching this episode. And give us a little 5-star review and share it with your mates. Maybe there are other people that you know that watch Doctor Who, are watching Doctor Who to kind of start their 60th anniversary and onwards adventure with the rest of us Whovians. Tell them about the show. We're having a good time discussing all things Docky Who, so they can join us, and you can too. Also, you can give us a little follow on Twitter. We are on Twitter at StillGotLegsPod, and that will be a good time. Why don't you come along and chat with us there about Doctor Who? You'll have to start the conversation though, because we don't really tweet on it. So you start the conversation and we'll be there on the other end. And also, finally, we have another podcast, don't we, Nathan?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
No, we do. It's called Another Happy Pod. It comes out every Friday at 10 a.m. It's where we take a look at some thing going on in the world of pop culture. Our most recent episode. What was our most recent episode? When does this come out? This comes out on Monday. Was it the last one we did? Yeah, it was. What did we just talk about?
Guardians 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That is out now. Later this week, this coming Friday, we are doing How to Train Your Dragon. So come along, join us for the fun.
It'll be a good time.
It will be a good time. You can find that, again, Another Happy Pod in all your podcasts. Another Happy Pod on Twitter. We're about. Just find us.
Yeah, we're around. Come and chat.
Thanks
for listening.
Thanks for listening. That's it for this week. We will see you next time. Until then, stay Doctor Who.